If you've ever wondered how brands end up in magazines, on TV, on your favorite podcast, it's really not luck. It's called a PR campaign. And today I want to break it down. Even if you're a small brand, if you're a startup, if you have funding, if you have no funding, I want to peel back the curtain on exactly what I would do if I were a new brand looking for press coverage. And the most important thing to remember is that press is a signal, whether that's to investors, to customers, to potential buyers, to new leads. It says that you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, and you're an established brand. So if it's been on your radar, you already have sales, you already have a small team, and you're thinking, where do I even begin? That's what I'm going to be breaking down for you today. And if you're new to our channel, my name is Bridget Eileen Cisco, and I'm the co-founder of Visibility on Purpose, and we help product brands and founders get featured in the media without paying big agency price tags or having a retainer where you're working with them for months on end. We're here to tell you exactly what to do. Now, the biggest first step for all brands is to understand how the media ecosystem works in the first place. So there are three types of media. There is paid, there's owned, and there's earned media. Paid media is exactly what it sounds like. That's advertising, your Instagram ads, your Facebook ads, your Google ads, your sponsored placements. It can be in a magazine, right, where you're paying for something. We even see this on TV sometimes. So that is paid media. You are paying money for an exchange of a placement in front of potential customers. Then there's owned media, and this is your owned channels. Think your website, think your socials, think your email list. This is anywhere where you hold the microphone and say, here's a little bit more about our brand, buy from us, work with us. You're giving the customer value, but it's you holding the microphone. And that is the biggest difference here. And then third, there's earned media, which is what we're talking about when it comes to building your first PR or public relations campaign. So earned press coverage is where you have an exchange of value, right? So your product, your story, your expertise, and they use that to highlight your brand, feature you, and you therefore get in front of a new audience, leading to potential new leads, getting you into retail, maybe putting you in front of investors as well. So this is where we think about magazines, podcasts, TV features, articles. And earned media is really powerful because it's someone else talking about you. And that changes how people perceive your brand. Remember, I mentioned in the beginning of this video that PR is a signal. Press coverage is a signal for potential investors, for buyers, for customers, for new leads, for relationships. It shows that you are doing something big in the public eye. When someone sees your brand in a publication or on a podcast or news segment, the brain does something, right? It says this brand is legit. And we all want to be trusting what we're spending our money on. So it can help you attract customers, partnerships, retailers, investors. It really puts the brand on the people's radar in a way that advertising just can't. And there's always pros and cons to both. I've done many videos breaking down advertising versus PR and the differences between because they both absolutely have a place, and we've done both ourselves. You're here today because you want to secure press coverage for your business, right? And that's why you clicked on this video. So let's break it down step by step what I would do if I were helping a brand directly with this. And this is exactly what we do at Visibility on Purpose. So if you're curious about what we do, feel free to click the link in the description below. So we always, step one, we start with the end in mind. What is the goal of your PR campaign? What are you as a brand looking to achieve? Are you looking to get new retail buyers interested? Are you looking to launch a new product? We have many product brands that work with us that are about to launch. There's a really cool brand that we're working with right now. It's an espresso tonic company, and they are about to launch. So we're helping them. How do we position the brand for a big launch? Maybe you're looking to increase online sales, build credibility for the service, just reach new customers. And the biggest thing here is that we need to have a goal in mind. So we always start with the end in mind, and then we're going to work backwards. Step two is understanding what the media actually wants. This is a big thing that founders get wrong. They think the media wants to promote their brand, and they don't. That's not really the purpose here, right? They're tasked with creating content that's going to reach their audience and get their viewers' numbers up, right? It's a business at the end of the day. So they create content for their audience. What editors, podcast hosts, and producers really want, they want timely stories. They want relevant trends. So think about what's going on in the world right now. We're on social media. How does your product or service fit into what's happening just in the world? That's a really good way to send a pitch. They're also interested in interesting founders if it's a business publications, products that solve problems, seasonal or trending items in general. So their job is not to feature your brand. Your job is to say, here's a story that your audience would care about. And that is the angle we'd always recommend taking. So knowing that, when you're building your first PR campaign, the step one is defining your goal. What is that? Step two is to identify relevant publications or podcasts to reach your audience. And this sometimes gets our clients tripped up because they just don't know. A lot of them don't read the news or they don't have a Wall Street Journal subscription. Like a lot of people change the way that they consume content these days. So this does trip people up. If you have downloaded any of our freebies, we do have lists of publications that are vetted by industry. So that can be a really great place to start. And you can find an entire video that we've done around pitching the media in the description of this video, and it's totally free to download. So we're identifying relevant publications that will reach a similar audience. So whether that's a podcast, making sure that the audience is similar to yours. Publications, again, same thing. Are you a fit for that publication? If you are a real estate agent, maybe food and wine isn't the best fit for you, right? So there's a place for everyone. Step three is really developing your story angle. So again, what I mentioned before, media wants timely, relevant, and newsworthy and interesting stories. So what is that angle that you're going to take? You're going to be introducing your product, of course, but why does that tie into a larger narrative that a writer can just like that and write a story on and then help you secure press coverage? So what is that story angle? And this can be challenging, right? I think sometimes we're in our own silo, and this is where a lot of brands will reach out and be like, hey, can you just like look at what we're doing? And yes, that is exactly what we'll do. We'll take a look at your brand and we will tell you exactly what we would do as your pitch and if we were your publicist. So step three, again, develop your story angle. Step four is going to be to reach out to those journalists with a concise pitch. So that is sending an email. Now, there are platforms these days where we call it, these are the inbound queries. There are platforms like Quoted, Featured, Harrow, Source of Sources that actually have and share relevant media opportunities with you. So we have links and discounts to get into those platforms in the description of this video. So step four, again, is reaching out to those journalists, or maybe you're going to be trying to answer some of these queries that you see online, but that can sometimes be a needle in a haystack. So anywho, you can watch my old videos on those platforms as well. Step five is going to be to follow up. We find that most press coverage is actually secured with the follow-up because these writers, podcast hosts, are getting these emails all the time, like a day. So you need a way to stand out. Send a follow-up. Remind them, on their radar, right? So that is developing a PR campaign. Now you might want to set some parameters for yourself and your brand. Maybe you want to do a 3 or 4 month campaign where every single week you are going through this process of, vetting the right publications, finding the right outlets to send to, so sending the actual emails, following up, coordinating interviews. That's what a publicist would do on your behalf. But when you're doing it yourself, you're going to find a cadence that works for you, your brand, and likely your small team, or just you if it's just you doing this. But it is absolutely possible. The important thing here is that PR is not overnight. And we always say that this is not overnight success. This is about you building relationships. It's about you getting on these platforms. It's about you leveraging those media wins, tying them into your website, your social content, your email newsletters, and keeping and building this ecosystem around your brand. But the most important thing here is that once you understand how earned media works, you have this ability. It's like, once I realized how to do this, it's like something you can just keep in your back pocket. And this helps you in so many different ways of business, from elevator pitches to getting partnerships and sponsorships, being able to basically position your brand in a way that's interesting to others, which is like sales in general, but you're not selling with these. Is going to be crucial. So as a reminder, press is a signal. It is important if you're at that place in your brand's growth journey where you already have sales coming in, you have proof of concept, you have a product that people want to buy, maybe you've already done pre-sales. Press is the next step of that journey to just keep the brand going and make it even more desirable in the eyes of the public. If you're a founder watching this and thinking, okay, why it matters, I kind of want a PR campaign thing, but I have no idea what my story angle would even be, that is why we have our personalized PR plans. So in those, we map out your media angles, your outlets to pitch, the journalists to contact, step-by-step PR strategy as if we were your publicist, but we're not charging the agency retainers. So if you want help building your first PR campaign, you can check the link below. And as always, if this video was helpful for you, subscribe, because we share a lot more every single week on how founders can get featured, how to get your brand out there, and ways to do this that are absolutely doable and manageable for you right now. Like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you next week.